Okay. Oh, I see us
Looks
now.
like it's good now.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. This is take two. If you saw take one, something happened. I don't know what, but we're back. We're going to try this again. Today I'm here with my friend Holly. We are going to talk things all wellness and nutrition. We have some really exciting things to share with you guys. If you are just joining us, please say hi in the comments. Let us know you're here. We're just going to take a few seconds and share this video out to the places on Facebook that we want it to be. So if you're here, say hey. We want to say hi back to you. And as we talk today, don't be shy, ask questions. I'll be checking in the comments and making sure Holly sees your questions and she can answer them for you as we go. So, oh, Holly, there is a watch party option. Did you see it?
I saw it and I clicked on it.
We're just getting this all figured out. Okay, share to page. Okay. All right, I think we're good.
Okay.
All in. Okay, so hey everybody, this is Holly Lagore. She is a friend of mine who, where do I even start? Okay, so first of all, she's a new friend of mine. Holly and I just met probably like 9 or 10 weeks ago, right, Holly? Like, yeah, we're newly friends. But I always tell people, once I meet you once, you're my friend. Like, you can't get away from me. That's it. We're friends forever after that. So here she is today. She is going to be talking to us about health and wellness and some amazing, awesome products that she is going to show us, most of which I'm just learning about myself. So I'm just going to be a student right along with everybody else with, if you've been following me this whole last week with my little notebook that I've been taking a million notes in. So I hope that you guys pull out your notebooks because we are about to learn a whole bunch of stuff. So Holly is a pharmacist. So let's thank Holly first of all, because she's still going out to work every day. Oh my gosh, you guys are like true superheroes. So probably I say for myself and everybody else, thank you for what you do, and you're going out there. We truly appreciate that. But Holly also does something else because she has it in her heart for wellness and nutrition and health. She's going to talk to us today about her little, can I call it your passion project? I feel
You
like
definitely can.
that is good. Okay. All right, Holly, go ahead and take it away. Let's hear about this.
Okay, well, thank you, Nicole. First of all, I'm so excited that I met you through our online photography class that you offer. If anyone has not taken that and has even the slightest interest in like capturing their family memories, you need to take Nicole's class because it is awesome. I've never been shot in manual mode, and now that she's taught me that, I probably won't do anything else. So, yay! Thank you.
Thanks, Holly.
So like Nicole said, I have been a pharmacist for 22 years now. And about 6 years ago, a friend of mine who was also a pharmacist introduced to me the concept of plant powders, which never heard of that, didn't even know what that was, anything about that. And she has 3 boys. I have 2 boys. They were, I believe, 6 and 8 at the time I was introduced to this. And I don't know if any other moms are like this, but 6 and 8-year-old boys, I was literally having to bribe them to eat whatever vegetable was on their plate at night. They'd be like, how many pieces of broccoli do I have to eat before I can get up from the table? It was like that kind of deal. And me, myself personally, I was always sick. I might have looked healthy from the outside, but I was plagued with allergies. I was on allergy shots and allergy meds. I would get bronchitis, sinusitis, laryngitis, all the itis, I probably at least 6 times a year, and I'd be on antibiotics and steroids. I had a really, really low immune system. Like I would always be getting sick, and I would go to work and everyone was like, Holly, you just need to be put in a bubble. It was pretty bad. I would get a paper cut. It would take me over a month to heal from something simple as a paper cut. So anyways, like I said, my friend introduced me to something called Juice Plus, and she was started to tell me a little bit about it. If you've never heard about it, like I had never heard about it, it's been around for over 25 years. It is not sold in stores because you're not going to be able to have someone tell you their story like I'm telling you my story right now. It's a much bigger impact. Just like if you find a good sale at a store somewhere, you want to tell your friends about it because you want them to benefit from it as well. So she started to tell me about this product, and it's not a vitamin, it's not a supplement. Most people do take, say, like a multivitamin. I was giving my kids like gummy Cars vitamins or something, which I knew really wasn't doing very much for them, but I felt like it was better than nothing. And, you know, so anyways, she told me about this product that is the most researched nutritional product in the world. And being a pharmacist and a nerd brain, like research, we're taught all about research in school. And when I started looking at the research, it was top of the line, what we call in pharmacy when we're looking at like a drugs background and that kind of thing. Top of the line research is where the studies are, it's called gold standard, where it's double blind, placebo based, tested, you know, on the you know, human, not animals. Everything top notch, and that's what all of the studies on Juice Plus are done. And it's food. That is the most important thing, is it is food. So it is, first of all, non-GMO, very important. But I think the most important thing is it's vine ripened. So we all know if you grow, you say, your own garden and you eat tomatoes in the summer, like if you get a tomato of your garden, you can take a big difference in the taste with one you buy in the store that was picked before it was ripened on the vine, right?
Yes.
It's like pink, it's not that deep, you know, red color, and there's just a huge difference. So the problem is, at least where we live, Nicole, you know, we can only have a garden a couple months out of the year. And so most of our produce is, you know, grown in California or Mexico or Florida or wherever, and then it's shipped. Well, first of all, it's picked before it's ever even ripened on the vine. And it's proven that the produce actually gains the most nutrition in the last few days of ripening. So it's, you know, doesn't have that whole nutritional content. It's shipped across the country. First of all, it's probably sprayed with whatever, you know, then shipped across the country, and then it can sit in our grocery stores for however long before we buy it. Huge difference when you grow your own or buy it local, and you can eat it the same day it was picked, or, you know, within a matter of days or two. So this is all non-GMO vine ripened produce that they take on these farms. They have drying facilities located very close to it. And so they actually, if you're familiar with juicing, juicing's awesome. The only problem I have with juicing is that you're only really getting the juice from produce, which is, there is a lot of sugar and stuff in produce. But when they juice our produce, it is the entire thing. It's the skins and the peels and everything. I don't know if you know about an orange, but the majority of vitamin C in an orange isn't in the orange itself. It's in the peel. How often do we eat orange peels? I'm going to say never. So that's the thing. They're able to take the entire product and basically grind it all up, and then at very, very low temperatures, so that they keep all of the active nutrients and everything in that, they are able to basically grind it all up and at a low temperature, almost like freeze dry it. And then they're able to put it in capsules or gummies. So the only difference really between the capsules and the gummies is they add tapioca syrup for the sweetener and get the gummy to stick together. So that's the difference between the two. But like I have my bottles here, and if you ever look at your bottle of whatever multivitamin or something you're taking, it's going to say supplement fact on it. I've never found another product that says, I don't know if you can see, it says nutrition.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason it says nutrition is because it's only food. There is nothing else in it. It would be like if you're buying a bag of, you know, broccoli in the freezer at the store. It's going to have nutrition facts on it. And if you actually look on it, there's barely like nothing. Because if you ever buy like a bag of broccoli, is there going to be like stuff on it? No, it's broccoli. So the same thing. It's going to have the entire list of what's in it, like apple, pineapple, peach, acerola cherry, orange, cranberry, papaya, lemon peel. carrot, parsley, beet, kale, oat bran, broccoli, cabbage, spinach, tomato, rice bran, Concord grape, blueberry, cranberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, bilberry, raspberry, red currant, and elderberry. So it's all food. And how we know that it is just food is, there's another little symbol on here. Hopefully you can see, it's called NSF. If you're not familiar with that, that is an independent company. Can't pay this company off. They will not put their little stamp on there unless it passes all of their tests, which basically mean, first of all, that what's listed on the bottle is exactly what's inside, nothing more, nothing less. There's no fillers, no toxins, no chemicals, there's nothing. This is actually even what a lot of professional and Olympic athletes take, because of the fact that one, it's food, and two, it's certified by NSF saying that there's nothing else in it. So they know they can pass any test because there is nothing but just the food in it. So that's awesome. And when I found that that's what it was about, and there's so much research on it, we actually have a whole, I'll put probably in the comments below in here, there's a little flip book that I shared with you. It's on the, and this is, I have like a printed version, but it's just gonna go through, like, we have 38 published research studies that are done in the top universities and hospitals around the world. Everyone wants to do research on the product because they just want to prove when you put this kind of nutrition in your body, what happens? You know, because there's like 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries in this. And so I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone who eats 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries every day.
We eat a lot of fruits and veggies in this house, but never that much in one,
That's the thing. And you probably have your favorites, and you probably have to go with what's in season. And you might not like some of those things on there. I don't know. A lot of kids don't like, kale or, beets or, different things on there. And so the key is you're getting not a lot of one thing. Is it awesome to eat a whole apple? Yes. There's like amazing, all these phytonutrients in it. But what if you can get a little of a lot of different things rather than a lot of one thing? And it's the synergy of all of those things working together. That's how it gets its power. So in the little clinical research guide, it will show you all the different things that it's proven to happen inside your body when you put all of these different things. The first and foremost is so important is that it's bioavailable. What does bioavailable mean? It means once you put this in your body, so they can actually draw your blood and find it in there. It's in your body. Most multivitamins, if you take that, your body can only absorb so much. If you've ever looked in the back of a multivitamin bottle, it'll say like it's well over 100% of the RDA. And why is that? Because your body normally only will absorb a very small amount of that, and then you basically pee out the rest.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Or I do know many people who have had vitamin toxicities, and they'll actually absorb too much, and you can actually get a toxic level because it is over, because people metabolize things differently. We're all different. The majority of people actually only absorb very little and then pee out the rest. But awesome, all the research on it from besides the fact that it's bioavailable, the healthy gums, your heart, your immune system, how it affects your DNA and nutrigenomics. That's a really big keyword right now. The oxidative stress, how it reduces that, your skin, inflammation, how it reduces inflammation, just your quality of life in general, its effects on obesity, lung health. There's just like amazing amount of research, and that's what I really love about it, because I love just showing what it does.
I dropped the link in the comments too. So if anybody's listening now and they want to check this out as she's talking about it, the link is in the comments for the research that she's just talking about.
So once I knew about all of this and I started my family on it and immediately started seeing all of the changes in our health, I just started telling everyone about it. I wasn't even a distributor with the company, or we're called a partner with the company. I just wanted everyone I knew to have this too, because I knew that if I was in that boat, there's probably a lot of other people that were in the same way. So anyways, I then decided to partner with the company because after finding out all of this information, this research, it's very important to me, my reputation as a pharmacist. People look to me for advice. I don't want to tell them anything wrong. I don't ever want to tell them something that I would have to regret or take back down the road. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that I will recommend this till the day I die because it is just food. It is proven to help. We don't get enough of it daily. This is meant to bridge that gap of what we do eat and what we should eat every day. So that is all the micronutrients we need to help kind of bridge that gap. And the latest product that they've come out with is an omega blend. A lot of people are on fish oil, and people think that they're getting the omegas from the fish. That's actually not true. The omegas are not in the fish. It's in the algae that the fish eat. So Juice Plus went to the source and cut out the middleman, which is the fish, and went straight to a clean, good source of algae, and also added pomegranate seed, raspberry seed, sea buckthorn berry, safflower seed, and tomato seed. So those 6 oils put together cover the entire spectrum of omegas, which is 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. A lot of people just take like an omega-3, and once again get a fish oil. And it's not a sustainable source. It's not going to last forever, and a lot of times the fish can be toxic, and it's just not a very good product. So super excited about the omegas. There's so many good things that omegas do. So that's the main products. We do have something else for macronutrients, so that's kind of like the oil, if you're putting in a car, but you really need gas to run. And so we have a vegan plant-based protein powder where there's 15 plants in the protein powder. And protein bars. So these are amazing. We have an entire recipe book of all different things you can do with the protein powder. Besides making smoothies and shakes, we make our pancakes from these. We make muffins. We make protein balls. You can make like Rice Krispie treats. There's just like hundreds and hundreds of recipes that you can use for that. It tastes absolutely delicious. And if anyone would like a sample, you're friends with Nicole, you can message me or her, and I'd be happy to get you a sample of any of these things out. The last thing, which I know Nicole is super excited about, and I would actually take my camera down and just show you, but my husband is working in the dining room and my tower garden is in the dining room. But we have a product, and I have a picture though I'm going to show you. It's called a tower garden. So if you can see this, this is amazing. We have 2 different sizes now, tower gardens, but you can grow your own produce year round in your home. And I have had my tower for 5 years now, and mine's sitting in the corner of my dining room. And if you have it inside, you have grow lights on it. But in our area, you can take it outside in the summer. People who live, out west or down south, somewhere where it's tropical and warm all the time, can just literally have theirs out on their balcony or wherever year round. But in our area, we can do that in the summer. But I grow all sorts of lettuces and herbs on mine. It's an aeroponic tower. I'll kind of show you from the picture here. So down in the bottom is the reservoir, and in that is where you fill water and you have nutrients that you put in there. And there's a pump in there. Everything's on a timer. You can ask my husband, I kill everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. And I haven't killed this in 5 years. It's kind of like foolproof. My favorite part is when we have our outside garden is I hate weeding and I hate snakes. And we always have a lot of weeds and we get snakes in our garden. So I give that job to him. I'm like, you do the outside garden. I'm doing this. So there's no soil. There's a pump in the bottom and it's on a timer. And for like 15 minutes of every hour, the pump turns on and it takes the water nutrients up the center of the tower inside. And there's all these little spots where the plants the base is rock wool, and they're all like tucked in these little holes. And the water and nutrients, if you can picture the inside of it, is hitting all of the roots. All the roots are growing down the center. And that's where the water and nutrients are hitting all of the roots. And that's how it grows. It uses only 10% of the water of traditional gardening. So especially, in those droughts, like out in California where they don't like have any water, this is like amazing. They can have these like out on their balcony and use a 10% of the water. It grows so much faster than your normal garden. And it's kind of, like I said, foolproof. There's no soil, so there's no weeding. They have all different sizes of them. The smallest one they just came out with recently is called Tower Garden Home, and it's a 24-inch base. This one that I have is like a 36-inch base. So they say most end tables or coffee tables, like right beside, your couch, are like a 24-inch. So pretty much anywhere where your end table could fit, a tower could fit. But then they have commercial size ones. They have these in ballparks and airports. I don't know if you've ever been. I think is it Chicago? It has a whole just tons of them. If you've ever been in that airport, you know what I'm talking about. They have these in one of the schools down in Newcastle, and they do a whole feeding program through it. They grow all sorts of stuff, and they harvest it, and then they, send it home with different feeding programs. But amazing invention, because it is an investment. But you end up paying for it over a year. And then it's yours for at least 20 plus years. It's basically like you're going to grow your own food and, get all of that money back, because we buy organic at the store when we do buy organic, and that's expensive.
Absolutely.
Like I said, it could have been picked whenever and you don't even know, and just much more nutritious. You can basically grow anything on this that doesn't grow in the ground. So you couldn't grow like potatoes or carrots, but you can grow anything. I just grow lettuces and herbs on mine, but so many of my friends, they do like their tomatoes and their cucumbers and their celery and their broccoli and like just all sorts of things. If you have it inside, those things that I just mentioned would normally need pollinated. And there is a way to do that yourself with a little paintbrush or Q-tip. You kind of have to act as the bee and go from one little flower to the next. If it's outside, the bees take care of it for you. But anyways, it's a wonderful product, and the sales on this have just increased dramatically since this whole quarantine, stay-at-home thing, because a lot of people aren't getting out to stores, what's available. So, I mean, when you can grow your own food, you can't beat that.
Right. I feel like finally, it's something people who know me personally know. We have a big garden in the back. My house is filled with houseplants. I love this kind of stuff. So obviously I was so excited when I saw this. And so Holly, let me ask you, so is this similar to what they're doing at Epcot? Like when you go to Disney in the
It's funny that you say that, because the guy who designed this was the guy who designed it at Epcot. Okay. He now works for Juice Plus.
Immediately is what I thought of when I saw it. It's so funny. Every time we go to Disney, I'm such a geek, because that's my favorite place to go to at Epcot. Like as soon as we get there, that's what we have to go do. I could ride through that little thing 100 times and never be bored. And my husband,
they called the land of the future.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm like, every time I'm like, gosh, I wish we could do that at home. And so when you were sending me the information on this, well, at first when I saw it through one of your photography projects, you had posted one of your assignments, had the picture. And I thought, I'm like, oh, that looks like those cool things that they're doing at Disney. And then when I read the information you sent me and I watched the little video, I was like, wait a minute.
It is.
Bring a little part of Disney into your house. Having this.
Yes, his name is Tim Blank, and he's the one who designed it all in Epcot, and he patented it and sold it to Juice Plus, and now works with the Juice Plus company.
And it makes so much sense to me now, because I know going through Disney and they talk about, they're actually growing their food that they're serving you in the
Mhm.
restaurants at Disney
Yep.
there. And I remember thinking, like, we all know how many people go through Disney. Like, how are they producing that much of it? But it makes so much sense. Like you're saying, how it grows faster than normal when you're growing something that way. So they're able to just produce it and eat it, and like I just have to say, like from my experience, like just because we garden so much, like
Mhm.
uh, even though we garden, I would still catch myself buying lettuce and things like that
Mhm.
at the store because I was afraid, like we would save the lettuce in the garden for special things
Yes.
because you would harvest it and then it would take so
Mhm.
long for it to grow back. And so
Yeah.
I was like eating it and still buying and still producing. So you grow mostly lettuce. Do you find that that's where all your lettuce comes from now? Like it's producing
Yep.
fast enough for
I
you?
do all sorts of kinds of lettuces from spinach and romaine and spring mix to kale. And then I grow all my own herbs like my basil, my cilantro, my parsley. But that's pretty much my whole tower is full of that. And my husband was just saying that he goes, maybe we should consider getting a second one. And I said, well, where would we put that? And he's like, well, we really don't need that stand over there in the corner. Maybe we'll get one of the smaller ones and put it over there. And I said, well, we
I
could.
love that. So, well, no, and it's so funny too. Like, I'm also thinking in terms of, in recent years, like raised gardens have been so popular with people, just like, especially like older people that can't bend over and garden like they used to. Like, this is also a perfect alternative
Yeah.
to that as well. Like, this, like, what a great gift you could give, like, an elderly parent or someone who gardened their whole life but maybe now they can't get
Yes.
outside and do it. This is the to me is like the perfect gift to give that
Someone
person.
just told me too that I should talk to like people like that own and run nursing homes because this would be perfect for them. It's giving them something to tend to and care for, and they don't have to bend over. And I'm like, I never thought of that. That is perfect.
Perfect. Like that was like the first thing my head went to because just the other day my husband was showing me, he was online looking at plans. We were actually talking about raising our garden. I mean, we're in our early 40s, like we're not old by any means, but it is hard to get down on your knees and plant and pull weeds. And our garden is way in the end of our yard and we have a pretty big yard, so like just dragging the hose down there, or like when we're having dry summers, like it's time consuming and it's just a little bit laborious. So we're
Yeah.
kind of getting into those years where like, how can we make this a little easier? We talked about downsizing and maybe just growing tomatoes on a pot on the patio instead of doing the whole garden. And but like this is bridging the gap. Like this is so
Hmm.
perfect because don't have to sacrifice all the vegetables that you're normally growing. You can do it right there in your house. So let me ask you, I do have a question about that. So
Yeah.
when you bring it in your house and you have the LED lights, do you still
Hmm.
need to have it near natural light, or can that go like in a basement or
It can
something?
absolutely go in a basement. They say that not enough light gets in through, normal windows to do anything. It basically won't grow without the LED lights inside. You have to have the LED lights.
Okay,
You take them off if you're putting it outside.
got it.
So it's nice that, they just come on and off real
And so it's
easily.
probably not heavy to move because there's no soil and there's no, so it's probably easy to just transport in and out.
The big one, like I have, there's a dolly that you can get to move it, or if you just have a dolly. The new one that's smaller actually has the wheels on it. They did lots of new improved versions, so you can easily move this thing around anywhere.
That is amazing. And so can you also, just because I love flowers, like can you grow flowers?
Oh my gosh, most people do,
Yeah.
especially outside, because marigolds are a natural
Yes.
like pest deterrent. Most people have that. I'm trying to think of the name of the one that's actually an edible flower. A lot of people will do that and makes their
Yeah.
plate, real pretty, and you can eat it. But you see a lot of, especially marigolds
Yeah.
growing. But there's, when we go to conference, they'll always have all the different towers displayed with different one. One is like a cooking one, with all the herbs, and one could be all flowers, just gorgeous. I mean, there's so many different ways, and I love, there's a whole like Tower Garden Facebook group that I'm in of everyone who owns one. Everyone puts their pictures up. It's amazing to see what everyone grows.
Like I am just picturing, I this could be dangerous for me. I'm like, I need one of those in every room in my house. Because like, I'm so serious. You should just see like I have house plants. I have one house plant that literally grows the whole, it's like a border in my kitchen. It
Just
grows,
goes.
it's left my kitchen twice now. And they're like, I love green. So
That's awesome.
So for those of you listening, let me just check and see if I know we had quite a few viewers on here. I don't know if anybody dropped any questions for you. Let me check. But
Okay.
If you have questions and you're catching this on the replay, I dropped in the comments all the links to Holly's website. So you can go on there. There's like a really cool video that kind of shows you how the water goes up the tower and how the nutrients get to the plant. So I watched that video just this morning. It was so cool. I actually watched it twice because I'm so fascinated by that. I just love that stuff. So you guys can definitely check that out. And then just to recap, like she said, if anybody wants to try any samples, let her know, let me know, and I'll make sure I get the message to her and we'll get you guys hooked up so you can try it out. I know I, for one, can't wait to try all of the above that we learned about today. It makes me so excited.
Well, I wanted to say one other thing. This is really important too. As far as the Juice Plus goes, when an adult takes the product, a child gets the fruits and veggies, the red and green, for free. It's through it's called Family Healthy Starts program. And the company basically eats most of the cost. Myself as a partner, I do kind of a contribution in the child's name and they can eat that for free. So like my husband and I, we pay for ours and our boys get it for free. So it's an amazing program that the company does. And it's for children ages 4 through a full-time college student. Now, does that mean that someone under the age of 4 cannot eat Juice Plus? Absolutely not. You definitely want to be giving them from the second that they can. The gummies that we have, besides the fact that they're absolutely delicious, can be cut into like fours and stuff. When your kids first start getting, the littlest bites of food, they can start that. But I wish I would have known about this when I was, first of all, trying to get pregnant, when I was pregnant, and when my kids were younger, to think of all of the illnesses we could have prevented had we had this in our body, would have been absolutely incredible. And I should probably give you an update on my own self. I told you I was sick at least 6 times a year. I've been on the product for 6 years now. If you want to call a 12-hour stomach bug and maybe something else that lasted a day, anything, that's all I've had in 6 years. I do feel that food is the best medicine out there. And as you know, I know a lot of it about medicine.
Yeah.
But I kind of think that God put everything in the garden that we need to fuel and heal our bodies with. And it's amazing what happens when you put that kind of nutrition in your body on a daily basis. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because it's, especially in February when it's Heart Awareness Month, because that is almost like completely a foodborne illness. When we can prevent at least 75% of disease states that are out there by changing what people are putting on the end of their fork and what they're eating, that's huge. I mean, you are in control of your health, and the first and easiest place to start is by what you're putting in your body. I do feel it's a whole package where you need to drink enough water, you need to get enough sleep, you need to move your body every single day, you need to get out in the sunshine and soak up, that sun and vitamin D. It's not just one thing. And another big key piece is stress. You might be doing all of these things right and you're terribly stressed. Well, stress brings down your immune system like crazy. So it's trying to keep all of that in perspective. And like I said, if I ever do feel like, if I work at midnight and I feel like I'm getting run down or whatever, we just double up on our Juice Plus. We pay more attention to our body. This is food. You can never eat too much. If you ever look on the back of a vitamin bottle, it'll be like, if ever, whatever call the poison control center. Not with that.
Right.
This is food. You can't really overdose on food.
Right.
So we just pay more attention to our body when, you know, you need to drink more water, get more sleep, put more, you know, good stuff in your body, and good things will happen.
Yes, I love it. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Holly. This was so informative, and I learned so much. And like you said, my thing is like so much information is being thrown at us, especially on Facebook, like all the time, all day long. And it's just like, what? And like the thing that drew me in was, and like you touched on this in the beginning, like being a pharmacist, being a person of science, being someone who is educated, and being someone who obviously cares about your reputation. For you to have so much confidence in this that you put your name behind it, and you know, and you're out there advocating for it, is like the ultimate testimony right there. So like I was just like, okay, well, I don't even need to think twice about this. I just need to learn more about it so that I understand it. So I just love that you were able to kind of give that perspective. Like it's so much more than somebody that's just out there like doing an at-home business. And I feel like that's what makes the best kind of advocate for someone who's doing it because they truly believe in it. And I just love that. I love that that's where you're coming from with this. I love that you can back it up with your knowledge and your science. And it's so interesting, just all of it, everything that you told us today, just from how the juicing works to how the difference between a gummy and a capsule. Like, so you're saying it's just the tapioca syrup is the only thing that's added, and that's like interesting.
Right.
I never knew that. I often wondered, like when you're presented with all these different ways of taking some kind of nutrient or supplement or whatever, like which is better and which isn't. So both of those things are being absorbed by our body the same way, right? It's just
right. See, our product uses tapioca syrup. A lot of other gummies out there are going to use other things. They're going to add additional sugar, that kind of stuff into it. Ours doesn't. It's just tapioca syrup, which there is sugar, natural sugar in tapioca syrup. So if I ever have someone who is definitely watching their sugar intake, I will hands down, I will always recommend the capsules. There is one thing that's in the capsules that's not in the gummies, and that is a small amount of probiotic. You can't put that in a gummy or it would essentially eat itself.
Oh,
that makes sense. So I always recommend the capsules. I am the pharmacist who doesn't swallow pills. I choked on them when I was little. It's a mind over matter thing. I hate it. So I'll tell you what I do, because I want the probiotic that's in it, you know, and all of that good stuff. So I open up my capsules into my smoothie every morning. And that's how so there's 15 plants in this, 30 in this. So before I even add anything else to my smoothie, I'm getting 45 different plants. By the time I'm done, I'm getting at least 50 different plants in my body first thing in the morning, every single day. I'm a chocolate peanut butter fan, and that's the one I have. So it's like I'm having dessert for breakfast every day, and I'm getting 50 plants. But then when I want something sweet, because I don't know if you're like you, I have a sweet tooth, and you know, you want a little piece of chocolate after a meal or just something. Well, these gummies are super sweet. And so if I ever am just craving something sweet, I just pop a couple gummies, and it's just extra nutrition, and it's solving my sweet tooth fix.
That's awesome. That's perfect. I actually do that with my, I take calcium every day, and I have the little caramel one. So those are like my after dinner dessert treats. Getting my sweet tooth fix, and it's like something that's helping me. So yeah. I love that you said that. I'm not the only one that kind of double yummies that. Tell me quickly, like, so what's the taste like? So what do you like?
So there is no taste with the capsules. Most people swallow them whole. Even when I add it to my smoothie, I don't taste it at all. I taste the chocolate and the peanut butter because that's my favorite one. Right. So I don't, taste that at all. The veggie would be the sweet, because veggies are least sweet. The fruit. So this actually has like a greenish color when you look at it, because most veggies are green. This has a more red tint. Once again, there's no dyes or anything added to it. It's just because that's the color it ends up being when they mix all of those fruits together. It would say be middle of the ground sweet, and the berries are the sweetest. And it's funny, when I first started, everyone always like, oh, I like the berries the best because they're so sweet. Well, now that, you've sort of changed your life and taste buds over the years, I actually crave the veggie the most. But if I ever have really picky kids, who, you know, those ones that be like, not eating a vegetable, not if my life counts on it. They, of course, might not like the veggie one as much. So when you put the red and the green together, they balance each other out. Not that these aren't sweet, they are sweet, but they're just not as sweet as the fruit. So I'll tell like the parents, just have them put them in their mouth at the same time if they don't like the veggie one as much. And it's completely fine then. But yes, to me, they're extremely sweet.
Extremely sweet. Okay, that's good to know. And the other thing I just want to always like touch on too that I think is so cool, and I'm so glad we talked about this. Like when you first mentioned it to me and you first sent me your information, and I, you know, the first thing I do is click on the website and you see the container and it's called Juice Plus. My mind, the first thing I thought was, oh no, I have to drink this. Like
that's funny. Most people think that.
That's the first thing I thought, because that's the one thing that has turned me away from like, you know, I have friends, and this is nothing against any of it, but like friends that sell Arbonne and Duplexis and all this stuff. And as much as I want to support them, and as much as I'm like, I can't do it. Like when I tell you what I drink, there are 3 things on this earth I will drink: water, unsweet iced tea, and black coffee with a little bit of cream. I do not like to drink things that are sweet. Like I just can't do it. Or I'll do a fruit smoothie. Like I can do a fruit smoothie, like something that I would mix up in my blender that was like yogurt based. I can do that. But like to drink things that are like berry flavored or something like that, I'm like, nope. Like I don't care how good it is for me, I can't do it.
So the reason how it got its name, it is a little misleading, because yes, it's the juice from all of this different fruits, veggies, and berries, but it's plus a whole lot more, because it can be the skins and the peels, and pretty much if it's anything towards edible, it gets all put in this grinder together.
And that totally clicked for me right in the beginning when you were saying like about the juicing and the nutrients coming from the orange peel and all that stuff. I'm like, Juice Plus, like I get it now. But like I had to like be educated beyond just the container and the name, because at first that's what I thought. And I'm like, oh no, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing to see a product out there that you can get all that nutrition and everything and not have to like drink something that, if you're like me, will make you gag. So,
we don't want that.
I'm just being honest. So, but yeah, I love that. Like, and plus it's just quick, like busy life, just, you know, grab your capsule and go, right? Like instead of, so let me I have one more question for you. Yep. So just because I'm so like, so you're eating this and it is food. How does that affect like your cravings, and like, are you eating full meals in addition to taking the capsules? Like, what's the difference there?
Absolutely, yes. I do use the vegan protein powder, you know, like a smoothie as a meal replacement. I'll have it. It's my breakfast every morning. Right. And a lot of times, if I'm off, like I work 4 10-hour days, so I'm off 3 days of the week. And if I'm at home and busy and cleaning and I don't want to sit down and make a salad, I might have one for lunch too, because I love it that much. But so this is not meant to replace anything. It's in addition to, and basically meant to bridge the gap of what you do eat and what you should eat, which when I found out it was supposed to be 7 to 13 servings a day. So just say an average of 10 servings of non-GMO, vine-ripened produce of a wide variety of colors. Think of the whole rainbow of colors. I mean, who does that every day? And what I found out throughout the years too is if you are an athlete of any source or battling any kind of disease or illness, you actually need more than that. And so, you know, it's crazy. We aren't getting the nutrition we need. I mean, just look at the disease states that are out there now. Autoimmune diseases in itself, there's hundreds of them that never even existed years and years ago. And now if you look, there's just, I mean, lists and lists and lists of all these disease states. Yeah. And it is because, I can tell you, it's because of the nutrition and deficiencies that we have now. I mean, everything went to boxes and prepackaged and processed and all this added sugars and stuff. that's just, you'll see, that's when the autoimmune diseases just started to climb.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Such good information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
hopefully maybe we can get together and do this again. I know I, for one, I'm gonna try this stuff. So maybe after I give it a shot, maybe we can come back on here again and maybe talk about like my experience with it. I would love to do that. And
Sure.
I'll be spending the rest of the day talking my husband into a garden tower. Anyways, little
I can
side
send
note.
you some gummy samples and whatever you'd like. I can
I
send you
love
that.
Okay. All right, Holly. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.